All right, friends, it's T-Man, and we back with a new video by JasonBlaha, Strength and Fitness, the beautiful lifting slave fitness influencer himself, JasonBlaha. JasonBlaha says this morning, what is an impressive physique to the average person versus the online fitness community? All right, let's review this video. I just saw it pop up, and I'm like, okay.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and I thought I would sit down and do another video for you guys in Dallas.
It is JasonBlaha. It looks like he just tapped on another year of accelerated aging. That Kool-Aid man's gotta go, bro. We stopped drinking that a long time ago when we were poor kids.
Let me get a sip of my water first. Get my
Water Kool-Aid.
beautiful radio voice going on. Let's talk about this. This is a topic I've had conversations with some clients.
You notice how soothing JasonBlaha's voice is? People used to mention that in his comment section. How soothing it is to listen to your voice, Jason. You have such a soothing and nice, calm, relaxed, slow talking voice. Yeah, it's like Putin. Talks really slow.
With over the last week, because I do deal with a couple different demographics in terms of those who care about their physiques. For the record, I do still coach.
He does? Different demographics in physique. I thought he was a power lifter. I know. Man, he turned a new leaf. He turned into a bodybuilder now. He's got the love, the gay for pay, the G for P, whatever you want to call it, bodybuilding, bro. He's probably wearing pink underwear.
Power lifters, I still have some people who have meets coming this year. So that's come up, and I've had people say, do you not coach power lifters anymore? Yes, no, I still coach power lifters. I just don't.
I see people already, they think he stopped coaching powerlifting. I turned bodybuilder, yeah. It's amazing how he hated bodybuilding, and then he's so into bodybuilding. It's so weird, man. Lifting is just bodybuilding, powerlifting. There's no such thing. It's just all one thing, bodybuilding. And I'm not talking about stage, people going on stage. I'm talking about all around, it's bodybuilding.
Actively go and scout them out. Okay, it's just not.
It has to be, because it's all actively based on an adaptation system, no matter what you do. Look, you could give these things names: powerlifting, power bodybuilding, fucking whatever you want to call it, as whatever, fucking all these weird names, calisthenics and da 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 da. It's all the same thing. It's based on an adaptation system. That's all it really is.
On my purview. But I usually deal with my dad bod transformations, which I've discussed, and then I've dealt with, and I've been dealing with.
A dad bod transformation, too, is based on an adaptation system. See, everything works in the beginning, but then it stops working. Look, a lady could be running down the street. She's like, well, I lost 10 pounds. Okay. But your body rapidly adapts to protect itself anymore because it sees this as unusual behavior. It's stressful. It's bad. And so you don't lose any more weight running down the street or whatever it is you're doing there. Even your diets fail. Certain things start to fail. They just stop working because an adaptation process is the protective effect. It's protecting you is what it's doing.
This since day one. Of 20-something guys who are upwardly mobile who need a certain physique that they want to look good for girls, to get respect in business, things like that. And the physique.
Yeah, see, they do. People want respect in public. They want respect on their jobs and this. And why do they want that? Because people, when they look at you physically as a specimen, you take care of yourself. They respect you. They respect people that take care of themselves and look a certain way. They don't respect people that are like falling apart and eating crappy food. They know that these are weak people. They respect people that are strong, physically and mentally strong. Physically, it needs to match. The physique needs to match that, not just the strength of lifting something. Everything has to work synergistically. Here's the thing. Let's say you lift a heavy weight, but you have no body to go along with it. You understand me? And you walk around. Okay. But people visually, they don't see it. They don't see what you lift. they only see what you look like. I'm not saying you shouldn't lift a heavy weight. This is what I'm trying to explain. Look, I'm not saying nobody should lift a heavy weight. What I'm saying is, not only should you lift a heavy weight, but you should pay attention to the small things. You should try to, how should I put it, condition your body lifting weights so that, it's impressive. Not only is it impressive with women, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, look, you should still have a nice face. Of course, you should look good, but overall, they see you as taking care of yourself. So it's good to take care of the small things too. It is good to look good. You understand me? And you'll love yourself even more if you try to make yourself look better. You'll love yourself even more. That's the thing. See, and they're gonna love you too. The people out in public, they're gonna love you. Believe me, they're gonna see you. They're gonna see you. They're gonna treat you differently when they see you looking really good. For sure.
That are desirable there are closer to the Hollywood physiques. They don't care about looking like your Instagram people that you are seeing.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. This generation, my generation, when I was coming up, people weren't really into the gyms were coming up, this, that, the steroids, people, this, it was legal, then it wasn't legal. The whole physique thing, it was all just bodybuilding and getting big and looking good. But what happened with this generation recently, they're more to aesthetic looks because they realize they can't build muscle. It's really difficult to build muscle because it's based on an adaptation system. So they moved for being, how should I put it, having very low body fat, looking muscular. That's about it, because for them, they don't know how to build muscle. They don't understand this adaptation process in building muscle, and so they fail. And so the best alternative is to do what? Look really muscular and lean. That's the look. Looking really good, because the demography of it changed. People want to look really lean and muscular. They want to look ripped. They want to look cool.
In other words, if that physique cannot be maintained all the time, it's not useful to them. Okay? For most of you out there who are setting goals, they've been so led astray by all these people who use Photoshop, special lighting. They peak for pictures, instead of just walking and this is what you look like. I mean, for example, you guys see me train shirtless 4 days every week. There's no way to prepare for that. I'm going to look worse on some days.
He's going to look worse on some days? Man, what is he talking about? Oh, man, Jason is so gone. He's suffering from sarcopenia. I don't like to say this, but you just don't really have that aesthetic physique. I'm sorry.
That's reality. And I'm a 47-year-old dude.
The problem with you, Jason, is time has passed you by. The majority of things that you should do in your life is when you're young. You should get more nuclei by exposing yourself to as many adaptations as you can when you're young, because it'll stay with you throughout a lifetime. The reason why I look like a bodybuilder is because I put myself through so many adaptations to get to that point where I didn't have to lift for decades. I just looked like a bodybuilder all the time. See what I mean? You saying that maintain, it's not feasible because they have to maintain it. Yeah, then build something real, and you don't have to maintain it. It'll be there all the time. That's the difference. If you build stuff fakely, it's going to be fake. It's going to go away. I'll tell you what's fake. The adaptations in strength, lifting something heavy, a neural adaptation, okay? Let's put it that way. These neural adaptations, the androgen receptors, this, that, all these kind of things, accumulation of it. You can't see it or touch it. It's not there. Physically, you cannot see it, you cannot touch it. But you can see a person in a gym lifting a heavy weight, okay? The problem with that is it'll go away. It's an adaptation. It's temporary adaptation. It'll go away. Also, the contractile proteins on the myofibrillar building up mass when protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown. Those things will go away. They're temporary. They're not permanent. Something permanent can only happen through a repair and a remodeling. That's permanent. But not contractile proteins or glycogen storage or this chemical strength. It will go away. And like I said, especially that happens for natural people. The phony muscles, the sarcoplasmic muscles, they get them too, and they get this strength, chemical strength too, and contractile proteins, they go away. And people on steroids, they do the same thing, and it goes away. It goes away.
So, context. Almost no one is staying shredded year round. They're not. And if you're...
You can stay quite lean all year round. You can. Providing you're on a specific diet, like your natural carnivore diet.
Goal is to look good out on the beach. Your goal is to look good in a suit for people who are seeking to be upwardly mobile. Because that's a lot of what I dealt with. I realized a lot more dealing with the dad bod guys. The way they look for business purposes matters.
He's dealing with the dad bod guys. Guys, he's got clients. Can you imagine Blaha has got any clients? I don't believe any of this. I don't believe this.
Okay? It matters in your career. It matters for commanding respect. It does. It's a different look, though, for the younger guys. Like, they're not necessarily looking to look as thick.
He's lost some body fat there. I can see some veins there on the side of his arm. Some veins are showing. Yeah, he's really reduced some body fat there for sure.
I mean, realistically, almost all of my guys in their 20s who are either entrepreneurs, trying to be upwardly mobile in business, none of them want to be 200 pounds or 220. They just don't. And I mean, I'm going to show an example. I'll flip it in here for you guys. This transformation was finished 4 years ago. And I put his pictures up way back then, and people who realized it saw that he came in and commented, yeah, that's me.
This transformation finished 4 years ago. He looks like an ectomorph. He looks like a regular ectomorph that hasn't even lifted a weight. I don't know what you're talking about. He just looks like an average ectomorph. This is 4 years of lifting? What is this? This is a waste of time.
A guy named Chris, he was one of my clients from over 4 years ago. And it took us, I don't know, like 7, 8, 9 months to get to where he wanted to get. And then, of course...
Wait, 7 or 8, 9 months to get like that? That looks like an average body. What are you talking about?
He's like, Coach, I don't need coaching anymore. I've reached all of my strength goals, and I now have the physique that I want. Okay? But here's...
Okay, I've reached all my strength goals, and I have the physique that I want. So what now? Quit? It's time to quit. What happens when you quit? What happens to the physique? And what happens to your practiced strength goals? Your unnatural practiced strength goals. What happens to them? Where do they go when you stop doing it?
He had said as he got closer to that physique there that he got compliments because he lived in LA. And so there were times when he was down.
He got compliments looking like an ectomorph? What? Okay.
At the beach because of where he lived along the coastline. He was taking over his family business, younger guy, early 20s. And he's like, I just need to look good. And as he got that physique, girls noticed, they hit on him at the beach. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. You don't have to have the internet version of a physique for the average person.
There's always a reason to lunge away memories of your ex.
Guy, whatever your persuasion is, I don't care. But it's the same thing. That's literally the exact same thing. Whether you're trying to attract girls or you're trying to attract dudes, in that age bracket, the physiques they're looking at are the same.
The only people that are looking at you online, Coach, is men. Check your demography in the background. Who's watching you? How many women are watching you? No one. It's all men. It's all men watching your channel. They're into men fitness. Why would women watch you? Here's the thing. When you check these women YouTube channels, you know who's watching them? Men. There's women watching them, but there's a lot of men watching them. See? There's more women and men watching women. than there are women watching men, especially like your channel or even mine.
They're looking for kind of that beach body. They don't want to be massive. They don't want to be shredded. Like 13 to 15% body fat will do fine. And I think that's about where he was. He was 165 pounds, average height. And so, what did it take for us to get him there? He was benching about 250 as his max, because we were maxing out. So he was maxing on his big lifts. He was benching right around 250, squatting around 350, pulling just over 400. Okay, we did that. We threw in extra shoulder work. Had him on a conjugate type template. We threw in extra delt work, and then he dieted down. He kept his protein really high, cleaned his diet up, dieted down a little leaner to that. That is literally all it took. I put him on a powerlifting program, and we added laterals and delt work. Okay? Why? Because wider shoulders. Wider shoulders. If you're anything under 15% body fat, you've got a decent amount of muscle, and because he was reasonably strong, that's a good strength base for a guy in that age range. Being more like 165, totally respectable. He's benching more than 2 plates a side, squatting more than 3 plates a side, pulling more than 4 plates a side. He was lean, he was athletic, right? He did conditioning work. Really, that's what we did. We just did power training to get really strong at his basic lifts. Obviously, we did back work and stuff in there too, pull-ups, rows. And we just added extra shoulder work. And it got him where he wanted to. But by internet standards, you see the internet, people would say, oh, that guy doesn't even look like he lifts. But he had a decent strength base. And he looked good out on the beach.
That doesn't look like he lifts, but he has a decent strength base. Yeah, but strength has nothing to do with that. That type of strength has nothing to do with looks. What are you talking about?
Girls liked it.
You can't see what people lift on the beach. I just told you, Blaha. People only see what you look like. What are you talking about? This guy's so out of his mind. You're out of your mind, man.
People have lost sight of what is considered to be an impressive or nice physique to the average person. The internet has...
Nobody cares what you lift out there. The general population do not lift weights. Does that mean they're weak because they don't go to a gym to lift weights or practice at lifting sofas and stuff? But what about the population that does physical labor jobs like movers and factory workers and construction workers and framers and stuff that are lifting and moving heavy stuff all day long? Are they weak, Blaha? Would you go there on their construction site and tell them, hey, I'm a power lifter, you guys are weak? You have the balls to go tell some construction worker that lifts heavy concrete blocks and shit all day? Are you gonna go tell him that he's fucking weak because he can't fucking clean or fucking lift something heavy off the floor like you or whatever? He doesn't do powerlifting? You're crazy. You're sick.
Clouded people's minds. And realistically, every one of you, if you're honest, you would look at that after picture, and that was just a normal after picture. You just took it up.
Again, you don't need to be proficient at lifting anything heavy. That's all really at the end of the day, it's for show and tell. People only see what you lift on YouTube. They don't see what you lift in public. In public, they just see what you look like. That's the realization I came to. I've lifted heavy. That's how I got. That's part of an adaptation process of getting bigger and stronger in the past. But I kept to a realization that I don't really need to lift that heavy. I like lifting, sometimes heavy stuff, whatever. But it's not a necessity. It's better to have a nicer physique because that's what people see out in public, man. That's what they're attracted to. They're not attracted to what you lift. Women don't give a shit what you lift. They just care about, are you a decent looking fellow?
Gym, like we didn't peak for it. If a guy looks like that 7 days a week.
That grimy film on your...
7 days a week. average person, they're in the top 1% of the populace right there. Just in terms of their physique, they're in the top 1%. And that's reality. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder. You don't even have to look like a men's physique competitor for the average person to go, wow, he's in shape. For men and women both to go, yeah, that dude's got a nice body. He's got a nice physique. That's it. And it's really not that hard. And it really was just a case of, for him, getting his basic lifts up to respectable levels, throwing in some extra hypertrophy work in the right spots, cleaning his diet up, eating a lot of protein. That is literally all it took. Again, I gave him good coaching so that we optimized the process. But that's totally a realistic physique, okay? That is something the average guy can do within 3 years, 2 to 3 years. Totally average Joe. You don't need great genetics. You don't need a bunch of gear. That can be done with good training and diet. And it's totally maintainable, right? Totally maintainable. And he can continue to make gains from there over the years. But again, people forget, you're not going to be massive without stuff. You're just not. And anyone who's telling you that is lying to you.
What? You're not going to be massive without stuff. Man, whatever. This guy's a poor coach.
You also want to be big, even natty. It's going to take a real long time.
No, it's not. It's just the problem is you don't know how to accomplish that. And you're not willing to go and do certain things to get there.
Okay? And you're still never going to be truly massive. But to be big by...
Of course, he's telling you you're not truly going to be massive. So what is the point of lifting if you're truly not going to be massive? What is the point of hiring him as a coach if you're not going to be massive? See what I mean? What is the point of hiring Coach Blaha if you're not going to be massive? You're not going to be anything but a lifting slave. Gym slave.
Natty standards, you're probably looking at a 10 to 15 year investment. I'm not saying not to do it.
If you're natty, it's a 10 to 15 year investment? That is the stupidest shit I ever heard. Stupid, dumb shit. That's just dumb, man. Whatever.
But we got to be realistic. And the same thing on body fat.
Guys, we got to be realistic here. I need to have you as my lifting slave. It's going to take you 10 to 15 years. So I have to enslave you as a lifting slave, gym slave, and a diet slave because it's going to take you a long time. And don't worry, I'm not going to milk you totally out of all your money, just some of it.
If you are under 15% body fat,
the whole industry, fitness industry, runs on failure. They don't want you to know. Even, like a guy wrote me now. He says, "Hey, look, Mike Israel said in that video that you reviewed. He said MND size limit, myonuclear domain size limit. No, he says nobody says that out there in the fitness industry. I know because he's watched my videos because I directed towards him, so he's seen it. He mentioned it, but he wouldn't bring up what this thing is. He talked about it by a bit, but kind of mostly to confuse people. They wouldn't understand what an MND size limit is if they've never came across it. So, yeah, it's the industry is made around you failing. They don't want you to succeed. I mean, they want you to succeed to a degree. They want to make you look nice for sure. But other aspects in lifting, you will not succeed. You will not succeed. In other words, you'll never build permanent muscle, and even that look of having reduced body fat, it won't be sustainable because they have you on the wrong diet. It's all, like I said, it's all made to keep you there, to enslave you. It's all bullshit. It's built on lies, bullshit, crazy supplements, and a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Crazy programs. Do this, do that lifting, this lifting. It goes on and on forever.
Healthy, fit male. You're already in the top 1% of the U.S. population. You just are. Just in terms of your fitness and your body.
Then I guess I must be top. All right.
Again, reality. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been a
Thank God. Yes, it was uninformative. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. I'll see you in the next video. If you liked the video, like the video. And subscribe if you liked it. But if you didn't like it, don't subscribe. See you next one.